All right, we're going to start this half hour with breaking news from Gaza, where one of the city's tallest apartment and office buildings has been hit in an Israeli airstrike. As far as we know, much of the building has been destroyed. Al Jazeera's Jane Ferguson is in Gaza City for us and joins us now. Jane, bring us up to date. What's the latest on that building?
Well, what we know, Felicity, is that it was around about an hour ago that this building, which is about 11 floors of residential units, but also 2 floors of commercial space, it was hit by 3 warning missiles, which are essentially sort of like dud missiles that get basically dropped on the roof of a building to warn the residents to get out. 3 of those hit the building and people left the building. After that, it was hit by 2 strikes, and then shortly afterwards, a 3rd strike took about half of the building down. Because this is such a huge building, it's taking several strikes to really take half of it down. Now, since then, we've actually just heard, just about 2 minutes ago, an extremely loud bang. This building is not too far from where we're standing right now, so that could be another hit. What people were concerned with was that any emergency services around the area couldn't get too close to the building because they don't know if the Israelis will come back in and take the building down entirely with an additional missile strike. Now, just some more information on the building that we have for now is that, of course, there are 11 floors of residential units, but it's an extremely wide building, about 1,000 square meters. So lots of people living there, but also those 2 floors of commercial space included things like a coffee shop, offices of the Ministry of Public Works, also some Hamas political offices in there as well. We do know so far that at least 20 people have been injured. That includes 4 medical workers and 1 journalist who had rushed to the scene after some of the early strikes on the building. Right now, everyone is waiting to see if the basically further strikes will take that building down entirely.
And another strike there on our live shot. You can see to the right of the picture from Jane. Jane, just want to stay with you. I mean, were there warnings? We know in the past Israel has issued warnings. Do you know whether any people in that building had been warned it was going to be targeted?
There were warnings. We do know that there were missile warnings, those dud missiles on the roof of the building. It would appear, because we're not getting any death tolls through at this point, that there have not been high casualty rates, but it's still extremely early to tell. It's too hard to tell yet whether everyone made it out of that building before it was hit. We do know that the last time a very tall building was hit was on a Saturday night here, around about 7 p.m. local time. Another building again in Gaza City, this time 14 stories high, a residential building, was taken down entirely. Now, the residents of that building were given warning, and in fact, no one was killed in that attack. At least 17 people were injured, but everyone that lived in that building managed to get out alive. So we do know that that is the recent history of these attacks. These attacks also are basically forming part of a larger pattern that we've seen over the past few days of taller buildings being taken down entirely. There have also been 7-story buildings reduced to rubble in the last few days. So that's why people right now are extremely cautious around this building, because there is a history right now of taking them down entirely.
All right, Jane, I know you're going to continue to monitor that story for us late into the night there in Gaza. For the moment, thanks very much indeed.